Welcome back. We are on part 3, page 8. It's been a while since I've had to do a tutorial jumping into a part 3, but this is going to be a pretty quick part 3, I'm assuming, because we're just about done. So on page 8, our pre-cut was a 6 by 9 1/4, and we called it a pocket. Now, one thing I want to say is do not jump ahead and assemble this. We can't assemble this until we get some other pieces because we're doing something a little different on this page. So the first thing we did was we laid this so we were 6 inches across. We scored at a 1/2 inch. We then turned it. We are 9 1/4 across. We scored at a 1/2 and 8 3/4. We'll just set that to the side for now. In your paper pack, you will have this print. On the back, it looks like this. Let's take off that trim piece. Once you've done that, go ahead and flip it over so we have the same leftovers. The first thing I think I would like us to do is we're just going to turn this sideways. This is down here. We're going to measure over 10 inches and cut. After making that cut, this is what you should have. Put that in your reserves. Now what I think I would like us to do is turn it this way. This is over here. Measure over 8 1/4 and cut. After making that cut, this is what you should have. Flip it over. Let's make sure our writing, if we can see it, is going the right way. Set this off to the side with your pocket. In your paper pack, you will find this print. It's beautiful. And it's this on the back. Let's take off that trim piece. Once you do that, I'd like you to turn your paper sideways. We're going to measure over 5 1/2 inches and cut. And that's going to put us right above the little birdhouse. This is the piece that we want. We're going to turn it this way. We're going to measure over 8 1/4 inches and cut. And this is our final piece. What we are going to do on this piece is we are going to cut, and we're just going to come over this way, up and weave ourselves around like that. And I will go ahead and show you mine as soon as I am done. I'm going to bring mine up so you can see exactly what I did here. As you can see, I kind of came in and around. I'm going to put my hand back behind so you can kind of see. And over here, instead of scalloping around the gate, I just went straight around and like this. All right, for this, let's go ahead and cut out the squares. And we got power tools going on outside. Very loud. I apologize. Okay, for now, what I'd like you to do is just fold. We're not going to glue it just yet, but I do want to show you. And by folding everything, just kind of fold everything back behind. We're not gluing. We're going to turn it over. So all we are looking at right now is our piece. If we were to come and glue this down side to side and place it down, the idea, and I'm going to tell you first and then we can open this back up. The idea is we're going to come in and cut around our image, leaving a 1/16 or whatever we would like as far as a trim. I'm going to leave about a 1/16 of white showing all the way around. You can go ahead and we'll apply glue just to get this down so it does not move around on us. Okay. Okay. So we're going to open our sides back up, and what I'm going to do is come in from the side, and again I'm going to try and leave about a 1/16 of white showing. So this is how we're going to do the sides. Okay, I'm going to cut it off there so you can kind of see what I've done on the side there. Over here we'll do the same. We'll come straight across and then we'll continue to do that. So I'll show you what mine looks like as soon as I am done. Here is what mine looks like when I'm done. If you are a die cutter and you would like to do this, I will show you. But if you have one of these and you just leave your panel there, if you were to bring this down back behind, make sure that you can still close this little flap, but bring it down to where you can't see the white and it's straight across and moved over all the way, tucked back behind. You can get what looks like this, and I'll show you once it's all closed up, and then you can get some trim in there. So I am going to do that. So I'm going to grab some glue. So my glue is going to go on the sides and all the way down, and I'm just going to leave this piece like this, and we're applying it to the front. And again, I'm going to tuck this all the way over till it hits over here straight, and I can still maneuver that. So on the back, it's going to, when I flip it over, it's going to look like that. And I'll make sure I burnish and clean up any glue there. All right, everyone, let's pull in the sides and we will assemble and place this. So here is our piece. I want to just show you. Here is a piece for my thing. So now you have this. And it looks nice without the die cut for sure. So it's up to you. All right, page 8 is complete. Flip it over. Score tape around the back like a picture frame with one down the middle and one on either side. I'll meet you at the book for this. Okay, I got the score tape backing off. We'll just open that up. Here's page 8. You'll want to make sure you come in at least 1/4 inch from the side. And we will place this. Let's do our burnishing. Now that looks really good. Let's move on to reinforcing the page hinges. In your reserves, you will find this long strip. On the back, it is this. You'll actually find 2 of these. Now, one of them is only 1 7/8. That's not the one you want. The one that you want is about 2 inches wide. 2 1/8. That is the one that we want. Measure over 10 3/4 and cut. So really quick, what the idea of this is once we get our cut strips, this is going to fit top and bottom and actually go over the top of our page hinges onto our spine. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to measure over 1/2 inch and cut, and keep cutting 1/2 inch strips. We will get 4 of them, and that's what we need. I have all 4 of mine. So all we're going to do is, here's our page 1 and 2. You see where our hinges, and you see where the flap we glued down for our hinges. That's where we are going to glue down one of these. And again, it's going to fit evenly top and bottom. It's going to go over the edge of our page hinge. And I like to get mine somewhat close to my hinge here, but without interfering so it does not mess me up when I'm turning a page. So let's start here. The first one, once we get that down, the other ones will be easy to line up. And we're just using glue on this. And glue I use for this because it's easier to maneuver. So once you get it down and it's on your spine area, we're just going to burnish down really good. Make sure you get that. It should indent down just a little bit here. So now we will continue to do that for each page. And we're going to line these up so like the bottom matches up with the bottom of this one. And then we're going to tee across the top when we're done laying these. So let's continue to do these strips in between our pages. And on the last one, I'll show you where that goes. Oh boy, it's going to be really loud. So the last one really is not going to hold down and hinge. It's more cosmetic there. So the last one just gets placed right in line. And you definitely do not want to skip this, not on this album. Alright, so now that we have all those down in between, looks good, we're now going to cut a strip to go across. In your reserves, now you should have this. This is the one that was 1 7/8. What we're going to do on this is we're just going to lay it down. You see where the side of your purple is? And you see where the side of the purple is on your last one? Now, because we may have moved ours over a little more than someone else, this is why we're doing a measure to fit. So everyone needs to do this. So just line it up, and we're going to make a pencil mark, and we will cut it. Okay, I'm going to verify that cut is good. Now, what I'm going to do is lay this down and kind of shift it over so I can see down here where the bottom of my album is. I'll come up a 1/16 from that bottom edge and make a pencil mark, and now I'm going to cut. Alright, this is my piece, so I'm going to verify it's a good cut without getting on my pages and interfering when they turn, so long as they aren't going to catch on it. And I'm going to glue that down. I kind of tease it across to hold those down, and it looks good. It kind of takes care of the rough edges of those strips. Okay, I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to check and see if this is still good. If I was straight, I am. So I'm going to do the same thing and then glue it down. So let's do that. We have now reinforced our hinges, and I think that looks really nice. I like our album. I think it's really pretty. Okay, things that you can do. You can add in more flowers if you would like. Just be mindful that if there's like a flower here, and let's say you wanted to put a flower here, just make sure that when you're closing it, they're not going to catch and tear. And most importantly is if you go like this, hold your album up, do you have enough spacing where you are going to be placing your flower? So that's the only thing I have to say about that. So there really wasn't anything else I wanted to go back and add, but feel free to do so. There was one thing, and I talked about it in the very beginning of the tutorial, that if this was too plain, die cutters, you could always add some trim right down in here. So what I did was I die cut 4 of these, and I've already got these trimmed up to link together, but I'll kind of show you how I did that. After die cutting, I just left maybe a 1/16 or even 1/8 inch little lip there. Now we have these sides all around. So what I did was I came and I just matched up this one under this one. Then what I did was I just kind of cut in between here, and then that will get rid of your edges, and then it will be able to kind of glue together and fit. So I'm going to do that with mine, I think. Now these are still too long, but first thing I want to do is make sure that I get these lined up. So I think I'm going to add a little glue here first, and then I'll trim it. And that'll keep it in place so I don't accidentally trim something that shouldn't be trimmed. And then this one meets that. And then I can add more glue. So I just want to try and get this on straight and lined up so you can't tell what I've done. And that seam disappears. And now all I have to do is measure or just cut and glue down the rest. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this dry, make sure it's done, and then I'm going to do the same thing up here. And I'll show you what it looks like, the final, before we finish up, so that you can make a decision if that's something that you would like to do. So this is what mine looks like after it's all done. I will bring it up, and it's not really noticeable where I seamed it together, unless you're really picking it apart. So I think it came out really good. And like I said, if you're not a die cutter and you're not going to be doing that, it looks fine without. I thought it was really pretty. This was just a second thought when I was doing it. Now picture mats we do not do together because we all have our size and taste of what size photographs that we like to print out. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Happy crafting, everyone, and I will see you real soon.